Hey guys, so June is officially behind us, but in this video, I want to share with you guys how my portfolio performed last month. That includes what unrealized profits I might have gained if I did, if I made any buys or sells, how my portfolio did when it comes to dividends and how that ranks historically, and a little bit about my outlook for this upcoming month of July, primarily when it comes to dividends. Now, I've been investing $25 to $30 every single week for the past 6 years. So if you're someone that may feel a little hesitant to invest into the stock market, or you're investing right now in regards you feel like you don't have enough money to make a difference, make sure you watch this entire video and hopefully I can show you what consistency in investing into the right things can do for you over a given period of time. All right, so let's start off with how my portfolio performed in profits or losses in the month of June. It was actually a pretty decent month. My portfolio went up about 6%, so I made about $989. That puts me at a year to date of 3.62% growth, or about $610. So I got a little bit of catching up to do, but so far so good. And all time, I'm at 48.41%, or about $5,699 since I started investing of May 6 years ago. I say this a lot, but there was one time I was actually at 50% growth, which means whatever I invested into, half of that was additional gains. That's just a really cool milestone that I accomplished. So hopefully I re-accomplish it and then some. But so far, not too bad. Next things are buys and sells, the things that I do to make sure that my portfolio is exactly what I want it to be over the long term. Now, for the month of June, surprisingly, I didn't do any sells at all, but I did a decent amount of buying instead. And that was actually due to a major sell I did at the end of May when I sold my entire position of Target. That left me a little under $600. And here's what I bought with that. First, I bought 4 shares of Realty Income at almost $56 a share. It cost me about $223. Then I bought a dramatic 0.35 shares at Costco at a little over $1,000 a share, followed by another juggernaut of 0.32 shares of Starbucks at $91 per share, followed by just an insane 0.65 shares of Main Street Capital at $57, almost $58 a share. And then last but not least, 1.28 shares of Vici Properties at $32.59 per share. As you can see, I'm a pretty big spender. I know I said about $600 from Target. That was some help. And again, I invest $30 every single week. So all that together got me this. And I know this is not a lot, but this is gonna add up over time. Speaking of building up or increasing over time, as someone that doesn't invest a lot, the dividends don't typically look that great in the beginning, but over the past few years, they tend to look a lot better, and I'm going to show mine off as an example, so I'll let you guys know how I did for the month of June. But anyway, last month I received dividend checks from 17 different positions, and these are all the positions that paid me. First, we have Kroger. They paid me 75 cents. Then Target paid me $6.40. That is my last dividend check from Target for the time being. ExxonMobil paid me $2.54. Microsoft paid me $1.16. Main Street Capital paid me $1.38. Realty Income paid me $2.78. Hershey paid me $4.32. McDonald's paid me $2.93. Stag Industrial paid me 73 cents. Home Depot paid me $2.34. iShares Semiconductor ETF paid me $1.66. Main Street Capital paid me again $1.85. I believe that was a special dividend. SPHD paid me $1.01. DLR paid me $1.27. QYOD paid me $2.68. Broadcom paid me $1.61. And SCHD ended off my month of June with $4.64. That put me at a grand total of $40.05 for the month of June, which puts me at an overall annual total so far of $201.81 with an average, a running average of $33.64. These are some pretty cool numbers. I really enjoy seeing the $40. That's more than what I invest every single week. So it's like an extra week of investing in the month of June and then some. I really like looking at it that way. Also, I really like seeing what that looks like in comparison to the past. In comparison to June of 2024, I actually made $17.09 more this year. Then when you compare the first 6 months of this year to the first 6 months of last year, I'm actually making $47.04 more. And then when you compare the first 6 month averages of this year and last year, my 6 month average of this year is $7.84 more than it was last year. So definitely making a lot of progress. Now, on top of comparing how my portfolio is doing to how it does in the past, I like to also get some projections on what it could look like in the future if I continue this trajectory. I think as someone that subjectively doesn't invest a lot of money into the stock market, it's really motivating to see what that could look like regardless. So what I like to do is see what my portfolio could potentially look like when it comes to unrealized profit and annual dividends for the next 5, 10 to 15 years. But that's all considering if I continue to invest $30 a week if my annual portfolio increase is about 8% a year, which it currently is. I think that's rounding down. And that's pretty much it. So this is what it looks like at this point in time so far. So in the next 5 years, my portfolio would start generating me $737 per year. And I would hopefully have about almost $35,000 in total balance. 10 years from now, I'd be looking at $1,287 per year in dividends, and then $65,570 in overall balance. And 15 years from now, I'd be looking at $2,082 per year in passive income. And my entire portfolio balance should be about $114,000, which is really cool. The one thing I am a little concerned about, at least for the immediate time being, is when I actually put these numbers in and I compared them to what they looked like last month when I did my May update, all the numbers for the 5, 10, and 15 years drop. But if you've been following my channel, which I know is a little hard because I haven't been consistent lately and I'm working on that, I've said before that I want to be a bit more concerned about growth than I am in dividends. Now with dividends, I'm concerned with dividend growth, so I'm not trying to invest all my money into high yielding positions, but I do want to put more of my money into growing positions. And as I get a little bit older, I'll start shifting over from the growth positions to dividends. So this drop is obvious and apparent, but hopefully that kind of pays itself off over time. Speaking of the long term, when it comes to the month of July, the amount of dividends I get is typically a little bit lower than most months. But again, despite all that, my goal is to continue to have a portfolio that is going to benefit me in the long term. Not only am I going to be investing in dividend positions that have a history of continuously paying and increasing their payout, but I'm investing into positions that have a history of growing their share price over time. So that total return is consistently increasing and consistently higher than that price return. But coincidentally, so far I have invested into positions that paid me in July, such as Nike, but that's something I'm gonna focus more on maybe in a future video when I do my recap of July. But regardless, when it comes to that position, I'm interested to see what that could do to my July income, but we'll just wait and see. Speaking of investing into the right things, I actually did just drop this video in my Diamond Dividend series where I cover the company Hershey and why, despite being a low budget investor, investing into a company like this can be really beneficial for you and your portfolio, and I break down why, including some really big metrics. So make sure you check out this video if you have time. I appreciate you guys watching this video, and until next time, as always, take care.